Hi everyone, welcome to Go Classes. So in this lecture we will see some examples how to convert English statements into first order logic expression. Okay. In the last video we have already seen some basic templates of conversion. Okay. So if we have some English statement is given to us, then how can we convert this statement into first order logic expression? Basic templates and their proof I have already explained in the last lecture. The link of the last lecture you can find in the description, or on our channel on YouTube you can find the last lecture, you can watch it. Okay, all the basic templates I have already explained with proof. Okay, now let's see. So just for revision, this is a basic template. All P's are Q's. So this is saying that for all x, basically we are saying that if it is P then it is Q. So we can convert for all x, if it is P then it is Q. Okay. So in the last lecture I have already discussed the proof of this template. So you can watch it. Next, the basic template is some P's are Q's. It means there exists at least one P which is Q. There exists X which is P and Q. Okay. So this is basically very simple. There exists at least one P which is Q. Okay. So there exists X which is P and Q. Next, no P's are Q's. It means, what it means? It means that for everyone we are saying that if it is P then it is not Q. Okay. So no P's are Q. It means for every X we are saying that if it is P then definitely it is not Q. Okay. So either we can write like this or we can write like this. What we can say? We can say there is no P which is Q. Okay, there does not exist any P which is Q. So we can say that there does not exist any P which is Q. There does not exist any P which is Q. So both are equivalent. Okay, because the negation of quantifier you already know. So both are equivalent. This expression is equivalent to this expression. Both these expressions are equivalent. Okay, you can notice that there exists X. This is written as there exists X. Okay, and there does not exist X. This is written as negation of there exists X. Okay, so these are the basic concepts of quantifiers. Next is some P's are not Q. Okay, what it means? It means there exists a P which is not Q. There exists a P which is not Q. There exists X which is P but not Q. Okay. This statement, if you read this statement, we can say that it is not the case that all P's are Q's. Correct? Because this statement is saying that some P's are not Q. So I can say that it is not the case that all P's are Q's. Now, it is not the case this much. It is not the case that this much is written as negation. This is negation. And this all P's are Q's. It means for all X, if it is P, then it is Q. Okay. Now, finally, what we got? We got this expression. Negation of for all X, Px implies Qx. You can notice this expression is equivalent to this expression. Both these expressions are basically equivalent. Okay. Next we have this basic template. This basic template, only A's are B's. What it means? It means that only A's are B's. Means if it is not A, then it is not B. Okay, because it is saying that only A's are B's. It means if it is not A, then definitely it is not B. Now, the contrapositive statement. What will be the contrapositive statement of this? That will be all B's are A's. So we can write for all X, if it is B, then it is A. Remember, only A's are B's. This is similar to saying that all B's are A's. All B's are A's. Now we can very easily write for all X, if it is B, then it is A. Similarly, this is saying that only A's are B's. It means if it is not A, then it is not B. So for all X, if it is not A, then it is not B. Okay. So this is also basic template. All these are basic template. Remember, all these the template that we have seen, like all P's are Q's. This is a basic template. Okay. Some P's are Q's. This is a basic template. Only P's are Q's. So all these basic templates, 7 basic templates are there, and I have already discussed all these basic templates I have already discussed in the last lecture. Just watch the last lecture to know the proof of all these templates. Okay, so similarly there are some other templates that we will see. Now some students get confused in this, only A's are B's. Okay, so it means all B's are A's. Now just to explain this, let me take one example. For example, only vaccinated people are in the flight. Okay, so there is a flight and we are saying that only vaccinated people are in the flight. Remember, it does not mean that all the vaccinated people are in the flight, right? It means that in the flight, whoever is there, okay, he or she is vaccinated. So we can say that if you are in flight, then definitely you are vaccinated, correct? So this is the meaning. Okay, all A's are B's. It means, sorry, only A's are B's. Only A's are B's. It means all the B's are A's. So you can understand this example, because this example is saying only vaccinated people are in this flight. What it means? It means that if you are in this flight, then definitely you are vaccinated. Similarly, if you are not vaccinated, then definitely you are not in the flight. So what I can say? I can say only vaccinated people are in this flight. So what I can say? I can say that for all X, if you are in flight, then you are vaccinated. Okay, for all X, if you are in flight, then you are vaccinated. So this is the basic template. So what is the basic template? Only P's are Q's. So this is a basic template. How can we write? We can write for all X, okay, if it is Q, then it is P. So this is the basic template, because you can notice only A's are B's. It means all B's are A's. Okay, so both these statements are basically equivalent. Okay, and this is the example you can understand. If there is any confusion, you just understand this example. Next, let's see the next. The next basic template is all and only A's are B's. All and only A's are B's. It means all A's are B's. So if it is A, then it is B. Means all A's are B's. Only A's are B's. It means all B's are A's. Correct? Because remember, all and only A's are B's. It means all A's are B's. Okay. Also, only A's are B's. Only A's are B's. Now, this means that if it is A, then it is B. Okay. And this means that if it is B, then it is A. So finally, what I can say? I can say that all and only A's are B's. It means for all X, it is A if and only if it is B. Okay. This is biconditional. Biconditional means if it is A, then it is B. If it is A, then it is B. If it is B, then it is A. So this is the biconditional. It means for all X, it is AX. Okay. It is A if and only if it is B. Correct? So this is the basic template. Next basic template. Not all A's are B's. It means not all A's are B's. It means there exists a A which is not B. There exists a A, okay, which is not B. So like this you can write, there exists a A which is not B. Or we can say that it is not the case that all A's are B's. So what I can say? I can say that it is not the case. It is not the case that all A's are B's. Correct? So both the statements are same. Now it is not the case means negation. All A's are B's. It means for all X, AX implies BX. You can notice this expression and this expression both are equivalent. Okay. So this is how we can write this not all A's are B's. We can write in these two different ways we can write, but both are equivalent. Okay. Next. Now we will see some examples. Okay. So this is just for revision. So we have seen all the basic templates. In the last lecture also we have seen, if you want to find out the proof of all these 7 templates. So total 7 templates we have seen. If you want to find out the proof, then you can watch the last lecture. The link of the last lecture is in the description. Okay. Now let's solve many examples. Okay. So with examples, all these concepts will clear. Now, all students are smart. What this means? This means that if it is student, then it is smart. This is our basic template. Means all A's are B's. This is basic template. So I can say that for all X, I can say that if it is student, because we are saying that all students are smart. It means if it is student, then definitely it is smart. Okay. So for all X, if it is student, then it is smart. So this is the basic template. Next example. There exists a student This is very simple. There exists a student means there exists X who is a student. That's it. So this is very simple. We can say that there exists X who is a student, because this is saying there exists a student. It means there exists X who is a student. Next example. There exists a smart student. It means there exists a student who is smart. So there exists X. We can say there exists X who is a student and who is smart. Correct? So we can say who is a student and who is smart. So this is how we can write. So there exists X who is a student and who is smart. So this is the meaning. There exists a smart student. So this is a basic template. Next. So let's see this example. Every student loves someone. Every student loves someone. It means for all X, if it is a student, we can say for all X, if it is a student. So if it is a student, then, okay, for all X, if X is a student, then X loves someone. Then we can say X loves someone. Correct? X loves someone. So let's use this predicate. The predicate is given. This predicate is given. Love XY. It means X loves Y. So let's use this predicate. Now you can notice that for all X. See, step by step we are doing. It is saying every student loves someone. It means for all X, if it is a student, if X is a student, then X loves someone. Okay. So if X is a student, then X loves someone. X loves someone. It means there exists a Y. X loves someone. It means there exists a Y. There exists a Y such that, okay, X loves Y. X loves Y. Okay. So this is very simple. You can notice step by step we are doing what we are doing. Every student loves someone. It means for all X, if it is a student, then if X is a student, then X loves someone. Okay. So how can we write this? X loves someone. It means there exists a Y such that X loves Y. There exists a Y such that X loves Y. Okay. So this is how we can write. This is the final expression. This. Okay. Let's see the next example. So we are taking many examples so that, okay, all this become very clear to you. Every student loves some student. Okay. It means again the similar. Okay. This is similar. In the last example, if you see, in the last example we have every student loves someone, but it is now in this example we have every student loves some student. So we can say for all X, okay, every student loves some student. It means for all X, if X is a student, then X loves some student. X loves some student. Correct? Now very simple. So what we can say that for all X, if X is a student, then X loves some student. So how can we write this? Okay, let's see this. How can we write this? X loves some student. It means there exists a Y. It means there exists a Y, some student. Okay, there exists a Y such that this Y should be student. Correct? There exists a Y. So this Y should be student, because remember, X loves some student. It means there exists a Y such that this Y is a student and X loves Y. X loves Y. Okay, so this is the point. Now you can see very easy. Step by step you can notice every student loves some student. It means for all X we are saying, that if X is a student, then X loves some student. Okay, so this is simple. For all X, if X is a student. Now this statement, look at this. X loves some student. Okay, so there exists Y. There exists Y who is a student. There exists Y who is a student and X loves Y. Okay, so this is the point. Means for every student loves some student. Correct? Okay, let's see the next example. Every student loves some other student. Okay, it means every student X loves some other student. Okay, so how can we write? Very simple. So for all X we are saying that if it is a student, if X is a student, then X loves some other student. Some other student. Okay, so this is the point. Because this is saying every student loves some other student. So okay, so for all X we are saying that if X is a student, then X loves some other student. So how can we write? Very simple. For all x, if x is student, okay, if x is student, then x loves some other student. So what it means? Okay, there exists, first of all, there exists a y such that you can see some other student, means this y is student. First of all, this y must be a student. There exists a y, so this y must be student, and x loves some other student. It means x and y are different. It means x comma y both are different. X is not same as y. See, x is not same as y, it means other. Student y means student, okay, and some means there exists y. So I can say x loves some other student means there exists a y such that y is a student and x and y both are different. So now, and x loves y, so x loves y. Okay, so this is our expression. So this is very simple. Let me explain again. Every student loves some other student, means for all x we are saying that if you are a student, for all x we are saying that if you are a student, then x loves some other student. Okay, x loves some other student means there exists a y who is a student and who is different from x. Okay, so y is a student and y is different from x, and x loves y. Okay, so this is the point. So this is very simple. Okay, next, there is a student who is loved by every other student. So there is a student, okay, so there is a student who is loved by every other student. It means there exists a student, there exists x, so there is a student. Okay, so let's call x. So there exists a x such that it is a student. There exists a student, it means there exists x such that x is a student. Okay, and what it is saying? It is saying that there exists a student who is loved by every other student. So I can say there exists x such that x is a student and everyone basically loves x. Okay, so I can say that for all y, okay, for all y who is loved by every other student, for all y we can, what we can say, for all y what we can say, see, okay, let's see this. So we can say that for all y, if y is some other student, if y is a student, I can say if y is a student, that to some other student means x and y are different. Okay, so if y is some other student, then implies, then what will happen? Then I can say that y loves x, correct? So this is the point. Okay, see, let me explain this again. Okay, there is nothing in this. This is saying that there is a student who is loved by every other student. It means there is a student who is loved by every other student. So every other student basically loves x. So there is a student. So we can say there exists x, okay, who is a student. So there exists a student. Okay, there exists a student. So there exists x who is a student, and this x is loved by every other student. Okay, so for all y, if they are other student, means for all y, if y is a student and y is not x, okay, you can see loved by every other student. It means for all y, if y is a other student, then y loves x. Okay, then y loves x, correct? So this is the point. So this is how we can convert, very simple. Okay, let's see the next point. Bill is a student. Okay, so consider the predicate. This predicate, what is this predicate? This predicate means x is a student. Let's assume this predicate is given to us. Okay, this predicate, let's assume this predicate is given. Let's assume, so this is the predicate given to us. Now let's assume that this is given. Now you can notice student x means x is a student. Now this is saying Bill is a student. So how can I write? Very simple. I can say student Bill. Okay, because what this means? This means Bill is a student, right? Correct or not? Very simple. Because let's assume this predicate is given. Student x means x is a student. So Bill is a student. How can I write? Very simple. Student Bill. It means Bill is a student. Okay. Next. Bill takes either analysis or geometry but not both. Okay. Now let's assume this predicate is given. So this predicate, assume this predicate is given. This is a given predicate. Let's assume this is a given predicate. So let's use it. Now, so how can we do? Bill takes either analysis or geometry, but not both. So there is exclusive or here. Okay, either analysis or geometry, but not both. It means Bill takes either analysis or geometry. And you can see, you can use this predicate. Take x, y means x takes y. Okay, so Bill takes analysis. So how can I write? Very simple. Bill takes analysis means Bill takes analysis. Okay, so this means, remember, this means Bill takes analysis, correct? Because remember, take x comma y, it means x takes y. So take Bill comma analysis means Bill takes analysis. Exclusive or. Why exclusive or? Because you can notice this is saying Bill takes analysis or geometry, but not both. But not both. So that is the reason exclusive or. Okay. Next, Bill takes geometry. So Bill takes geometry. Bill geometry. Okay. So this is our expression. Very simple. Bill takes analysis or Bill takes geometry, but not both. So this exclusive or means either or but not both. Okay. So this will make sure that the both are not happening, but not both. Okay. Very simple. Let's see the next example. Bill takes analysis or geometry or both. This is inclusive or. Remember, this is inclusive or. It means Bill takes analysis. Bill takes analysis or Bill takes geometry. Geometry, correct? So very simple. Bill takes analysis or Bill takes geometry. Very simple. This is inclusive or. It means takes analysis or geometry or both. So that is the reason we are using this inclusive or. Next, Bill takes analysis and geometry. This is and. And means conjunction. So we can say Bill takes. Basically, I can say that Bill takes analysis and Bill takes geometry. Correct? So Bill takes analysis and Bill takes geometry. Very simple. This is how you can do. Bill takes analysis and geometry. Okay? Very simple. Next, Bill does not take analysis. It means Bill does not take analysis. That's very simple. Just negation of Bill takes analysis. Very simple. Okay? So very simple. Because this means Bill takes analysis. And this is saying Bill does not take analysis. It means negation of Bill takes analysis. So this is your correct expression. Let's see this example. No student loves Bill. No student loves Bill. It means, what I can say, it means there does not exist. Remember this means what this means? This means there does not exist. There does not exist. Okay. So there does not exist. This is the meaning. Now you can notice no student loves Bill. It means there does not exist a student who loves Bill. There does not exist a student. There does not exist a student. There does not exist X such that X is a student and X loves Bill. X loves Bill. So very simple. Because you can notice this is saying no student loves Bill. It means there does not exist X. There does not exist X who is a student and who loves Bill. There does not exist such a student. There is another way. What we can say, no student loves Bill. It means for all we are saying, for all X we are saying that if it is a student, then if X is a student, then X does not love Bill. Then X does not love Bill. X does not love Bill. Very simple. Because remember this, no student loves Bill. Means for all X we are saying, if it is a student, if X is a student, then X does not love Bill. Okay, X does not love Bill. This is negation. So X does not love Bill. Okay, this is the point. Next, Bill has no sister. Let's use this predicate. So this is a given predicate. Now let's use it. So this is a given predicate. Sister of XY. It means X is sister of Y. This is the meaning of this predicate. Sister of XY means X is sister of Y. Okay. Now, Bill has no sister. It means there does not exist any X. There does not exist any X such that x is sister of y. There does not exist any sister of y, right? So we can say there does not exist any x such that x is sister of Bill. X is sister of Bill. So very simple, because this is saying Bill has no sister. It means there does not exist any x such that x is sister of Bill. There is no sister of Bill. This is the point. Okay. We can also say that for all x we can say that, for everyone we can say that, for every x we can say that it is not a sister of, it is not a sister of Bill. X is not a sister of Bill. So very simple, both are equivalent. Okay. Because this is saying, this first one is saying that there is no x who is sister of Bill, and the second is saying that for everyone we are saying, for every x we are saying that x is not a sister of Bill. For every x, x is not a sister of Bill. This negation means x is not a sister of Bill. Correct? Let's see this. Bill has at least one sister. It means there exists x who is sister of Bill. Okay, very simple. There exists x who is sister of Bill. So x is sister of Bill. Okay, very simple. So this is the point. Bill has at least one sister. It means there exists some x such that x is sister of Bill. Okay, very simple. Next. All dogs howl at night. Okay, so this is very simple. This is all dogs howl at night. Means for all x we are saying that if it is dog, then it howls at night. So this is very simple. Okay. All dogs howl at night means for all x we are saying that if it is dog, then it howls. Means all dogs howl at night. Okay. Let's see this example. All purple mushrooms are poisons. Means for all x we are saying that if it is purple mushroom, if x is purple mushroom, then x is poisonous. Correct? Very simple. Because remember, all purple mushrooms are poisonous. So what I can write? I can write for all x we are saying that if it is purple mushroom, then it is poisonous. Okay, we can also write that for all x we can also say that if it is purple mushroom means if it is purple and mushroom. If x is purple and mushroom. So x is purple and x is mushroom, then x is poison. So this is also we can write. Okay. If this predicate is given, then you can use this expression. If purple predicate is given, mushroom predicate is given, poison predicate is given, these three predicate are given, then you can use this expression. Remember? So it depends on the predicate. If this predicate is given, purple predicate is given, mushroom predicate is given, poisonous predicate, three predicate are given, then this expression is correct. Because this expression is saying that for all x, if it is purple and mushroom, then it is poison. Okay. And similarly, if this predicate is given, purple mushroom, this predicate is given, then you can use this expression. For all x we are saying that if it is purple mushroom, then it is poison. Okay. So depends on the predicate. What predicate is given to you, depending on that you can write expression. Okay. Let's see the next example. Every gardener likes the sun. Very simple. Every gardener likes the sun. Means for all x we are saying that if it is gardener, if x is gardener, then definitely x likes sun. Like this. Okay. Very simple. You can notice. Every gardener likes sun means for all x we are saying that if x is gardener, then x likes sun. Okay. So this is the simple point, simple template. No gardener likes the sun. It means there does not exist any x. There does not exist any x who is gardener and who likes sun. So very simple. Because no gardener likes the sun. It means there does not exist any x. There does not exist any x who is gardener and x likes sun. This type of x is not there. There does not exist any x who is gardener and who likes the sun. Okay. Similarly, I can also write that for all x I can say that if it is gardener, gardener, because no gardener likes the sun. So I can say for all x I can say if it is gardener then it does not like sun. Then x does not like sun. So this negation means if x is gardener then x does not like sun. Very simple. Next example. Not all gardeners like the sun. It means not all gardeners like the sun means there exists a gardener. There exists a gardener. Okay. So there exists a gardener who does not like sun. Who does not like sun. Okay, very simple. Because this is saying not all gardeners like the sun means there exists a x who is gardener and who does not like a sun. So there exists a gardener who does not like sun. Okay. This same expression we can also write like this. For all x we are saying that it is not the case. Okay, remember what we are saying? We are saying that it is not the case that it is not the case, negation means it is not the case that all gardeners like the sun. It is not the case that all gardeners, if x is gardener then it likes the sun. So this is very simple. It is not the case that all gardeners like the sun. Correct? Very simple. Okay. So both are equivalent. You can check it out. Next. Every student walks or talks. It means for all x we are saying that if it is a student then it walks or talks. If it is a student then x walks or x talks. Okay. So like this you can convert. Because every student walks or talks means for all we are saying that if x is a student then x walks or talks. Okay, walks or talks, this or. Next, some student walks or talks. Very simple. There exists x who is a student and who walks or talks. Who is a student and who walks or talks. Who walks or talks. So very simple. Some student walks or talks means there exists x who is a student and who walks or talks. Okay, very simple. Some student walks or talks. No student walks or talks means there does not exist any student. There does not exist any student who walks or talks. Who walks or talks. There does not exist any student who walks or talks. Very simple. No student walks or talks means there does not exist any student. There does not exist any x who is a student and who walks or talks. So very simple. There does not exist a student who walks or talks. I can also say that for all x we are saying that if it is a student then it does not walk or talk. Okay, because no student walks or talks means for all x we are saying if x is a student then it does not walk or talk. It does not walk or talk. So both are correct. Okay. So like this you can create. Very simple. Next. Only students walk or talk. This is only A's or B's. Okay. Only A's or B's. I told you only students walk or talk. It means if someone is walking or talking then it is a student. For all x, if x is walking or talking, if x is walking or talking, then x is a student. Okay, remember this template is very important and that is the reason I gave you example in the beginning of this lecture. Only A's are B's. So this means all B's are A's. Both are same. And in the beginning of the lecture I have already given you example why this is true, why this is the case. Okay, so remember only students walk or talk. It means for all x, if it is walking or talking then definitely it is a student. Next example. All and only students walk or talk. All and only. So this is very simple. For all x, it is a student. It is a student if and only if it is walking or talking. It is walking or talking. Okay. So this is the point. All and only students walk or talk. It means for all x, if it is walking or talking, if it is walking or talking if and only if it is a student. It means all students walk or talk. Also, if someone is walking or talking, then it is a student. So this is, all these are the basic templates. Okay, so this is enough. In the next lecture we will take some more examples. So I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Okay, many examples we have taken how to convert English statement into first order logic expression. Okay, in the next lecture we will take more examples, more complicated examples we will take. Okay, and then we will take all the previous year GATE questions also we will solve. Okay, so remember, if you feeling any difficulty in this topic, then just watch the previous lecture on our YouTube channel. You can find it in the description. Also I have provided the link, so you can just watch the lecture and then you can watch all these examples. You can try these examples on your own and then you can verify. Okay, so many examples I have taken and I have already provided you the solution with explanation, and in the last lecture I have provided you all the basic templates with proof. Okay, so if you want to check out the proof, you can check out the last lecture. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask in the comments. Okay, and if you want more examples, then you can write down in the comments. I will take. Okay, thank you everyone.